Welcome, Capricorn, to your May 2023 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click that subscribe button and ask your question in the comment section below. Just click and put new subscriber, then ask your question, or if you don't have a question, just put new subscriber, free mini reading please, or something to that effect, and I will come back as soon as I can with your mini reading. Now, for everyone else, I'm also opening it up for you to ask a question. So you don't have to subscribe, you can already be a subscriber, first time viewer, whatever it is for you, just click the subscribe. You don't have to click the subscribe button. Just ask your question in the comment section below and I'll give you a short answer to your question, a yes or a no, and or just whatever message comes out as I shuffle, and you'll get that more of a direct answer to your question, whereas the new subscribers will get that more in-depth free mini reading. If I can get my words out, we are in Mercury retrograde, so please forgive me on my stuff ups with all my words here. Now, I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck this month, so if you it was really calling to me to use this deck, and so if you see any messages popping through, really look at the cards and listen to your intuition and see what comes through for you as well. Now, let's get into your reading. Now, this month, I feel like it's quite a significant month for Capricorn. You have 4 major arcana cards: the Chariot, the World, the High Priestess, and the Lady, or that is in traditional decks, this would be the Empress. You've got the Ace of Swords as well. You start out with the Ace of Swords. I feel like this is a significant month. And you've got that Ace of Swords, which talks about new beginnings, new inspiration, new intellectual ideas, more so much ideas than anything else, all because the swords are the mind, communication. There's new communication as well that's going on here, and you are really good at being able to communicate your ideas quite fluidly in May as well. Now, the Ace of Swords really is about clarity most of all, and you are going to be getting a lot of clarity about where you are at the moment in your world. Now, it's a card of success, absolutely, and it's a card of clean breaks. So you are going to be able to just cut stuff away that doesn't serve you any longer. This is the sword of truth, and you're going to be able to cut away any BS that's around, that anyone's spinning you. You're just going to be able to really cut yourself free from outdated or negative attitudes that you might be carrying, negative attachments that you might be hanging on to. It's the beginning of a phase of productive intellectual work here for you in May, and it's a great card if any of you are in a legal battle of any sort. This is a triumph in any legal sort of issue. It's a triumph in academic fields. If you are studying, if you've been doing exams, you're going to be really successful in any of that. And it's great. It's success in any sort of literature or science project that you've been working on as well. If you've been writing a book, if you've come great for any ideas about writing a book, if that's what you've been wanting to focus in on. But it is a clean break away from something, and it talks about new beginnings absolutely here for you in May. Now, for a lot of you, I feel like, you've got the Ten of Wands. Now, I just did Sagittarius and they also got the Ten of Wands. So, I mean, Capricorn follows Sagittarian. So this, for some of you, you might have some Sagittarius in your chart. So you might want to check that out. But the Ten of Wands is that card of carrying some burdens, but I also see this as a card of success, because this Ten of Wands, or Ten of Wands, shows that imagery of that person that's hunched over and struggling with that load, but they are carrying that load to a destination. They're doing it for a reason, and the reason is to sell their wares, to put those sticks down, to sell them in town, to build something with them. There's a reason they're carrying this load. They're not doing it for nothing. So I feel like for a lot of you, you are coming to the end of this load that you have been carrying, Capricorn. And it's, this does talk about demands that are on you. It does talk about burdens. It does talk about overwork. So if any of you have been struggling with any of these issues, this is absolutely coming to an end for you in May. I feel like, it's carrying that weight of responsibility and obligation as well on your shoulders. So you're kind of feeling quite burdened with that. And I mean, Capricorn is such a responsible sign. They can carry heavy loads, and they, when they have an obligation, they want to make sure that they achieve the obligation, or they do what is obliged and complete what they've been asked to carry. So I feel like for you, you are coming to the end here. But as I mentioned, for the Sagittarians, this is almost like an energy that you have put yourself in, and the demands that are being made on you are they're on you because of things that you have decided to take on. And so, this is, I don't feel like you're struggling in a sense that, I mean, it can be work burdens. So, obviously if we work, we have burdens put on us, and that's nothing that we have brought on about ourselves. But sometimes we put ourselves in a position where we do feel this quite heavily. And for a lot of you as well, this talks about you being so busy that you don't actually get a chance to enjoy the results of your efforts. And this is classic Capricorn energy. You are all about work, 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 work. And because of that, you don't get a chance to enjoy life. So, and you do have the Six of Cups there, which I will go into, but you really need to try and harness some of that youthful energy that that I know you Capricorns have deep down inside you, that wicked sense of humor, that playfulness that often gets lost because you are so buried under the veil or under the weight of responsibility that you yourself put on your own shoulders, because you want to do the right job, you want to do a job well done. You put a lot of those burdens on yourself, and therefore you don't get to enjoy life. You often, a lot of you are quite successful. You've built quite a lot of wealth around you, and therefore, you've got this burden about having to provide for the family, provide for yourself, pay the bills, that kind of stuff. But you must remember to relax and enjoy life, Capricorn. You go about all of this hard work uncomplaining. You just kind of do it, and you accept these burdens. But you don't have to. you know, if you can, delegate work to other people if you're in a position to do that. But I feel like the Ten of Wands brings us in this place where we have to reassess our priorities. And for a lot of you, I feel like you will be doing that in May. I mean, it's interesting that the Ten of Wands is right above the World card. Both of these cards talk about significant endings. So I feel like this burdensome time that you have been feeling like you're in is coming to an end. And it's leading into the beautiful energy of the Two of Cups. This is lovely, loving, peaceful energy. And all twos do talk about choices as well. So there could be a significant choice that is coming in for you, Capricorn. But the Two of Cups is a card of love. It's a card of healing. So for a lot of you, that healing energy is going to be so beneficial. But more than anything else, the Two of Cups is a meeting of hearts. And it's a reconciliation here as well. If any of you have been struggling with an argument or with any kind of emotional conflict that's been going on, there is a really nice reconciliation coming in for you. Now, this could be someone from the past because it's right next to that Six of Cups. But again, for a lot of you, this is just talking about the power and experience of love entering your life. And this is going to be so healing for you, Capricorn. This is a card also of romantic relationships. So for some of you, you may very well be entering into a new relationship here. You've got a Taurus showing up. You've got Cancer very strongly coming through as well. But it's not so much about the star signs. It's more about the character of these people that are showing up here for you. But definitely this is almost like a meeting of hearts, of minds, of souls. This is a beautiful energy here. Now, for those of you that are not interested in love or are already in a relationship here, this can be a platonic friend that comes into your life here. Now, for a lot of you, I feel like this could be new love only because of your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck there, which I will go into. But I feel for a lot of you, this is new love. And I feel like that is a message that's been coming through in the last few months as well. So, yeah, definitely new love here for some of you. And the fact that the Two of Cups is right above the High Priest, which is the Hierophant in traditional decks, that is the card of marriage. That is a marriage card in one of the tarot decks. So could definitely be a beautiful message here that some of you might be getting married. But this is also the use of love to heal as well. And you for those of you that are in a conflict, particularly if it's a conflict within your marriage, you are kind of asked to really use the power of love to heal through cooperation and to effect reconciliation if there has been issues in an existing marriage as well. But just lovely energy. Now, that Six of Cups that I did talk about, this card is a very multi-layered meaning card. But mainly this talks about nostalgia. It's about thinking back over the past. And it's a card about that, what I was saying in the Ten of Wands. It's about being like a child again, thinking back to those memories that really made you happy, and you going back and harnessing that kind of energy and bringing that childlike wonder back into your life. You know, as I said, so many of you get burdened down with work and responsibility. So the Six of Cups really asks you to just make sure that you open up to that childlike wonder again. But this Two of Cups energy, where there is a meeting of minds, of souls, of hearts, this could be someone from the past that does come back into your life, because, you know, this is a card of reunion as well. And quite often this could be a friend from the past that now comes back in, and things just become deeper, and something that was just a friendship in the past now perhaps will turn into a relationship for some of you. But this is also could be just the reunion of a lover that is coming back in for you. But, you know, you can make a choice about whether you want, how you want to proceed there. But this is, this might even just be a friend. And again, as I said, if you're already in a relationship, this can just be you re-establishing an old friendship as well that perhaps has fallen away over the years. That often happens. We have people in our life that we're friends with, and then we move, we change jobs, we do different things, and we lose track of them. Well, this could be re-establishing a relationship or a friendship that has been there in the past as well. But this can be exchanging of gifts. And it's interesting, it's right above the Lady card, which is the Empress card, which is the card that represents mum as well. And I forgot that is Mother's Day. So for all of you mums out there, happy Mother's Day. But you could very well be exchanging gifts with your own mum on Mother's Day. So that's beautiful, lovely energy there as well. But for those of you, as I said, that don't want a relationship, this can actually be you reconnecting with your surroundings, nature, getting back out into nature and enjoying that. And you are an earth side Capricorn, and you feel relaxed when you are out in nature. And so that you could be actually utilizing some of that energy when you're out in nature to heal and to just feel yourself again, I guess. Yeah. And also there could be you having a deeper connection to your home, setting down roots somewhere. You want to fix your home up, do some work there. But this is quite really good energy for releasing any old wounds or any difficult memories as well that you've been carrying that may hold you back, particularly if this is to do with an old relationship or some old hurts that you have had in the past. This is great for you being able to release all that. Now, that Chariot card, wow, card of success all day long. You are moving forward here, Capricorn. I feel like this new inspirational idea, these new forms of communication, you are moving forward here and you are going to be successful. Now, for some of you, you might actually be going on a journey somewhere in May, but the Chariot talks about that energy. There's a duality here as well. You know, you've got the black horse and the white horse, and both of these horses are pulling in two different directions. It's almost like they have got minds of their own here. It is a very powerful energy, like you're being driven forward here. And this is it's like you mastering where you are in your life, you taking control of your life and the direction that it's going in, and you steering steering it in the direction that you want to go in. You are in control here. This is a card of triumph, of success. And as I said, mastery. You're mastering your surroundings, your job, your environment. It's a card of control and of will. And it's also developing your ego here, which is, some people might say, is a bit negative, but it's good to be confident and to develop that and be strong in yourself. And this is a card of overcoming any obstacles that you have. It's even a card about fame. So if you have been wanting to get into a creative endeavor, you're wanting to write some music, write some books, create a painting, whatever it is for you, there could be fame in whatever area you are working in here. And as I said, you could very well be going on a journey. But more often than not, this card is talking about a successful engagement with life, success and the qualities required to attain it as well. You are just really on track here to get what it is that you want. And you've got the control needed as well to develop your personality and to master difficulties and circumstances here. Anything you've really been struggling with, you're going to get on top of in May. It's quite nice. And, just be aware of being too rigid as well, Capricorn. Again, I'm feeling like this is kind of a message that's coming through from the Ten of Wands here. Make sure you're yielding when you need to, bend rather than break, And that, again, is also grasping that playfulness. Use playfulness and stuff to help you not be so rigid in certain situations. But I really feel like there's complementary forces happening here. That black and that white horse, they're different colors, but they're working together to drive that chariot, to bring that chariot to where it needs to go. It's that kind of energy. And then, wow, you lead into the world. This is a successful completion of a particular era in your life. And it's right beneath that Ten of Wands, which is another card of completions. But the world is here again, it's talking about success and achievement, completion, fulfillment, success, abundance, achievements. It's even a card of ecstasy. That's how powerful the World card is. And it's a union of the inner and the outer. And so it's interesting that it's diagonally opposite the Two of Cups. This is that meeting of two perfect mirroring energies, two souls, usually two people with the same heart, the same soul, the same mindset, and this is kind of a meeting of the inner and the outer here. So there could be some deeper meanings here of that Two of Cups for some of you, but this is just great success here in the world. It's really lovely. A sense of deep satisfaction and fulfillment you are going to be feeling in May. And it's a pleasing sense of completion. You're really happy to have done to achieved what you have up until this point. It's not kind of you like, oh my God, thank God that's over. It's like, it's over, but wow, I'm really proud of what I've done. You can look back at what you've done and you can step through that beautiful, that wreath around the figure in the World card. That is almost like you're stepping through into a new era in your life, a new portal here. It's wonderful. And, as I said, this is really, you are completing something and it's bringing you a lot of joy of achievement. And a feeling almost like that you are on top of the world here. It's lovely. You've succeeded to a point now where you are feeling great. And this brings about a sense of serenity and deep contentment, really. Yeah, it's just a time to celebrate. It's like the completion of a long phase of work as well, something that you've been working really hard towards. You can finally just rejoice and say, oh, I did it, it's over. It's that kind of energy. And, you know, for a lot of you, this is actually a phase of spiritual and personal development here. That you've been trying to achieve, and you can really sort of, this may be finished as well. And it gives you that message that you can actually stop striving and just open up to the blessings of life all around you. You don't have to continue to struggle with that burdensome energy of the Ten of Wands. You know, you can just reach your destination, be completely happy with the journey along the way, be completely happy with yourself and what you've achieved, and just receive those blessings, enjoy that stuff. And again, it's kind of a little bit like the message in that Ten of Wands where it was saying, count your blessings. You know, don't feel so overburdened. Allow that joy and happiness to come in. Now, that the High Priest, card, or in other words, the Hierophant here. Again, I said this is a card of quite powerful energy. You know, and interesting, you've got the Lady, which is quite feminine energy. The High Priest is quite masculine energy. Actually, it's not the Hierophant card, guys. I have been saying it's the Hierophant card. No, I'm sorry. It is the Hierophant card. It's the High Priest. And the High Priestess is the two. It is the Hierophant card because it is number 5 here. But this is a card of tradition as well. It's a card of education. It's also a card of religious doctrine. So it's like organized structures. It's a card of conformity. So, but in saying that, again, another card of duality here. This is similar to the energy of the Chariot that is dual energy. This is either conformity, where you want to do the tried and true tested method of doing things. You want to go and get that corporate job. You want to get married and live in a traditional way, you know, and get married in a church and that kind of stuff. Or this can be you completely deciding to buck the trend and do things your own way and not worry about conforming to the traditional guidance and rules that society set in place. But now, you know, as I said, this is all about institutions. So the legal institution, the corporate institution, a religious institution, the institution of marriage. These are kind of things that the Hierophant talk about. And I feel like for a lot of you, there might be a desire here for you marriage at a deeper level here. Marriage, like if you've been living in a relationship with someone for many years, there might be something driving you that says, I actually want to make this official. I want to get married. But, you know, again, you could just be meeting someone and falling in love and deciding you want to marry this person as well. But for a lot of you, you might be deciding to go back and get some further education because, you know, this educational institutions like universities, you might want to further your education and go on and get a degree or something like that. But again, this can even talk about a significant teacher or mentor in your life that is really going to help you navigate a lot of these feelings of having to conform to orthodox or conventional ideas. You might be getting some advice in regards to that as well. I hope that's not too heavy and deep for a lot of you. I feel like just for a lot of you, this is perhaps even the completion of some formal study that you have been involved in, or completion of a particular corporate job and deciding to move on to a more natural, earthy kind of energy that the lady talks about, or what traditionally the Empress talks about. You want to actually connect with a future that is more in line with what brings you joy. And that this card is the lady card is a card of fertility. It's a card of passion and creativity, sensuality, nurturing. It's a card of motherhood, as I mentioned, beauty, happiness, healing. This is just such lovely energy here in the Empress card. And this talks about opening up to love. And can you believe your final card is also opening to love? So I feel like for a lot of you Capricorns that may have closed yourself off to a relationship, or may have really shut down within an existing relationship, you are really opening your heart. You are using that energy of the Six of Cups to become quite nostalgic and think about the past when you were a lot more open emotionally and not so and you haven't allowed, you haven't closed yourself off. For those of you that have closed yourself off through necessity of having to work really hard and carry that burden and be focused on struggling in your day-to-day life to get things done, the Empress card is just really allowing you to open your heart. And this is not only opening to love, but it's opening to trust, opening to abundance. And this is like even opening your sexuality in a way, or your motherly passions. So for some of you, you might be wanting to have a baby. You might want to, you might even be thinking about your kids, being nostalgic about what it was like when you first gave birth to them. I guess if you have kids and Mother's Day, it does make you think about those things, but you're allowing those beautiful feelings to open your heart again. And as I said, this is a card of pregnancy, but it's also a card of marriage. So you've got the High Priest, the Empress, both giving the message of marriage there, or pregnancy. And this may manifest itself, the energy in this Empress card may manifest itself as a new relationship here. Again, love that message for you, Cappies. But also a new cycle of stability and abundance in an existing relationship as well. And it's interesting that this card is your final tarot card, and in a way it mirrors the message of the Ace of Swords, where it talks about new ideas or new desires, new inspirations that are coming in for you in May. But just lovely, warm, caring attributes of motherhood, so you're in a lot of loving energy in May here. Just a lot of caring. And I feel like you're putting a lot of caring into your kids. If you don't have kids, into your relationships, on all levels, family, friends, work colleagues, partners. You're really being quite loving and open emotionally in May, which a lot of people say Capricorns are very closed emotionally. They don't show their emotions very easily. So for if you've ever heard that said about you, Capricorn, this is shifting and changing in May. I feel like you are going to be a lot more open there. Now, your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck that I have touched on already several times, opening to love. And I mean, it is pretty self-explanatory there, isn't it? But the affirmation on this card is, my heart is open. So continue to say that to yourself over and over again. Meditate and say that to yourself. And the meaning of this card is, love is on its way, Capricorn. I mean, it doesn't say Capricorn. I'm reading from the book. I'm just adding that in. Love is on its way. The more you open to love, the more its sweet nectar can surge through your soul. From the love of others to the love of self to love from the Creator. Love flows to and through you. You are indeed a sacred vessel for love to flow through. The universe wants you to know there is nothing you need to do to deserve love. It is already waiting for you. It's like the sun, there for everyone. It's simply a matter of stepping out to bask in that warm and glowing light. Who you are is enough. This is true. In matters of romance, love is flowing, wounds are healing, and hearts are opening. If you could see yourself as those in spirit see you, you would know how very loved you truly are. I really love that message for you, Capricorn. I'm just feeling like you are absolutely opening up emotionally. You've been very closed off, and I feel like because of the things that I mentioned, you feeling so burdened, so stressed, so worried regarding probably your career, your day-to-day life, that now things are shifting and changing and you are able to let that burdensome energy go. You've completed the lessons that you have needed to learn up to this point. You are walking through that portal of the world and you are opening up to this wonderful love and potentially marriage here for some of you. It's absolutely beautiful energy. So I hope that resonated with you, Capricorn. Please take me up on my offer of that free mini reading. And for everyone who, as I said, who doesn't want to subscribe, you can just ask your question as well. So have a wonderful month and I hope to see you next month. Bye.